Okay, read me. Alright, I guess I'll read you. A faraway dream from a mysterious distance to discover what's your longing sweet frenzy. That's your faith. Shiki. Alright, Shiki. I guess that's a thing that you can do. Choco-cream Prime. Wrong way. Alright, well, we'll go to Choco-cream Prime. Word of advice. You can hold an extra item in the box at the top of the screen. To use it, press the select button. I believe I've heard of this. Interesting aesthetics. I wonder if that's a... Oh, okay, I see what we're doing here. Not that, though. Do. Would you rather would I rather? Oh crap! Would you rather Would I rather you wrote a new greeting? I mean, I just prefer when people actually update the message. There was no reason to have a Yoshi's House message that was nonsense when you could easily use the intro message for nonsense. Just seems like a, wasted opportunity. Not that it really matters either way. Okay, so... I understand what's necessary here a bit more now. This feels very much like someone actually wanted to make a kaizo level, but just decided to go standard anyway. Welcome to Summoner's Rift. 30 seconds until minions have spawned. First blood. Enemy double kill. Enemy quadra kill. Enemy pentakill. Minions have spawned. I've lived it. I'm good. Okay, so note, I don't have to constantly hold to actually maintain my position on the wall that way, so I can actually do this a lot easier than I was trying to. But I probably should wait until I can actually hug the wall. I'm gonna need pizzas. Quad pizzas! Like, I did pick the, standard level, right? A little bit odd, to be honest. Alright, that worked. To order food or not order food? Those are difficult questions. Oh, that was way too early. Very odd. I think it depends upon the specific type of food. I guess since you're over in a more awake area, you have more options. Because like right now, I might be able to get like Chinese or a pizza, and that would be about it. Neither of which are great options. But burritos are delicious. Had one the other day. After thinking about burritos for basically the entirety of the Dark Souls stream. Yeah, I don't think I would be able to do this without some of my kaizo training. Oh, I misread. I thought this would... Okay, this makes sense now. I definitely misread. It's just a tricky level. That's all there is to it. Who made this? Like, I don't have a feel for the specific style, but, like... I have the feeling I know who... Like, I know the person who made this. As in, like, I've seen levels by them before. May as well look. Got it open right here. Wait, is that who I think it is? It... It is who I think it is. Alright, well that makes sense. In fact, I am going to do the most obvious thing now. Jump style? It's not jump. The fellow who made this is not a jump person. I'll give you a hint. It's not John Cena. This might be a hint. Just might. But it's definitely not John Cena. So could you imagine if, like, John Cena actually had, you know, made a bunch of ROM hacks? Like, it turns out that, like, I don't know, Wyatt is John Cena. Like, wouldn't that be fucking amazing? No. Okay, well, we gotta try to push it around. Yeah, I think I've screwed it. Maybe I can respawn it. It's you. No, it is not you. I would hope that you would know if it was you. No! But fair guess in some ways. No, it's the creator of Super Marissa World. His prior LDC levels have definitely been more on the sadistic end of things. I came to an uneasy peace with one of them, with the last VLDC level he made. This definitely is more direct weirdness. Well, more direct, like, it feels like it could be kaizo, but it's not, kind of thing. At least it passed pre-screening as not kaizo, which is impressive. Because, like, I definitely need to know some kazoo. I feel I definitely need some kazoo to get through here. There we go. Who knows? Maybe the sections are short enough, it just doesn't matter. Oh, look, a fuzzy. Wait, what? Okay. So, the fuzzy didn't spawn for me. However, not yet. You've done this. Oh, for Pete's sake. Done this in a Kaizo ROM hack. See, that's the kind of feeling I'm getting from this. But that fuzzy didn't spawn. That pisses me off. It's a bit late to go now, unfortunately. Though thanks to stream delay, maybe it won't look that way. The pixel edges, yeah, people seem to like those. I saw a bunch of those. There was a level around all that nonsense in Love Yourself. And I remember seeing another, like, ROM Hack Races level that was all about the pixel edges. Like, it just strikes me as a little bit odd that he wouldn't just go, I don't know, full degen and just say, look, it's a Kaizo level. Why not? No! I lost some momentum. Might get the reference. I do not get the reference, unfortunately. Oop. The one nice thing is, like, all of the obstacles, if you go at the first try, they tend to work pretty well so far, so I really don't have a complaint on that front. This one is a little persnickety. But I guess if I jump, it's not really a problem. I got lucky there. Not like that jump is, like, harder than it looks. Nuts. Jimmy Neutron episode. Post a meme. I've never seen any of the TV Jimmy Neutron. I only ever saw the movie. And I have zero recollection of what happens in the movie. I think he has a dog that's a toaster. That might be all I remember aside from vaguely what Jimmy Neutron and his dad look like. Like, it's definitely not something that was part of my childhood. Just a wee bit too old for it. Note to self. Look when you're jumping. Look! I was thinking about the girls with braces thing. I'm trying to remember, like, any cartoon characters who had braces, other than, like, what, Braceface? Didn't the girl from Wild Thornberrys have braces, I guess? I guess Lisa Simpson had braces briefly, but I don't think she's ever been in class as a teenager. In episodes where she's, you know, aged up to be a teenager. Okay. Dog has... No. Jimmy Neutron has a dog that is a toaster. How you doing, Rock Final? Did Harley Quinn have braces? Whatever Batman that was, I probably didn't watch. I didn't watch any of the Batman cartoon shows. And unfortunately, due to, you know, modern constraints, the Harley Quinn that I see in my mind's eye whenever I think of Harley Quinn is the one from the from Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad, that everybody really loved wearing as a Halloween costume that one year. Might have been a weird comic one-off. I'd believe it. There's a lot of weird comic one-offs when it comes to superheroes. Oh, I understand now. That's what the purpose of the line is. I need to just let it hug. I really liked how the Team Fortress 2 guys made fun of that particular aspect, where, like... what was it, like... Saxton Hale and the Alamo will finally fight! And then there's a small asterisk down there. Racism! They will team up to fight racism. TF2 Comics had a lot of good, subtle jokes in the footnotes. Such as the soldier saying, "Scout, I am naked and covered in honey again!" And then it gives you a comic reference note that says, "Scout's worst first dates, 5 through 7, and naked tales of valor. 1 through 17, or something like that. It's a shame they never finished them. Okay. Just remember, I can just neutral. There we go. Midway, please? R. This is not a midway. It is R. Oh, no, R. Okay, that's solid. Oh. I need to keep the Charge and Chuck alive. Alright, well, let's see what we can see. There's even more shit! Okay. Duly noted. Like, I know how to get past that obstacle. I can do it consistently. I understand the trick. Wasn't there a communist Superman once? I vaguely remember seeing something like that, where he had a hammer and sickle instead of an S. That was a thing that happened, right? Yeah, I'm just not a comic book person. Like, I read some comic books, but I'm not a Marvel, DC, Image, comic book person. Takes too much work. I said, yes, alright. Like, I mostly read manga. Manga doesn't do weird-ass crossovers or one-shots. And if they do, they're usually, like, completely just promotional to sell, like, I don't know, pudding or something. And you can easily live without seeing how Goku is selling pudding or whatever it is. Well, I guess Batman kind of had the same thing going on with those Hostess fruit pies. Which I will admit, as a kid, I did quite enjoy. They were very tasty. Would they actually prevent supervillains from wanting to fight? Doubtful. Were they worth, like, the buck I paid at school to get them? Definitely! Had a weird range of comics. 300, Punisher, Watchmen. That is definitely a more interesting range of comics. Frank Miller stuff? Yeah. Never got into Frank Miller. Okay. Oh, that's a 1F0. This is timed. It's kind of timed. No! He's respawnable. Speaking of weird American comics, I still want to go back and actually finish The Invisibles at some point. One on my list of, like, things I probably should read, but the list grows ever longer. I keep getting books and things. Still not even certain I want to finish the book about the Pentium 2 architecture that I picked up. Just because, like, it's not really scratching the geek itch. It's a book that very much, I get the feeling he wrote for the purposes of, like, impressing business majors. Which I'm just not, or PMs possibly. I'm just not that into the, like, people management aspect of it. I want to understand, I want to hear some more interesting stories about backwards compatibility or other things. Not, and here's how we managed to accomplish this feat of people... Oh, I wall clipped! Of people management. Ugh. I wonder how long this level is. I guess there could be an actually pretty lengthy second half. I do feel like in terms of actual space traveled to start with, we're going through a decent chunk of space. Because each obstacle is kind of well separated from the prior one. So my guess is that there probably is either a midway or the end shortly thereafter. But we'll see. Scroll. Seem to not kill him. Let him sort of die, and then I'll respawn him. Then I'll fall off him. An oddly precise standard level. Like, I feel like the theme of this level is just neutral. Neutral your D-pad. Let it go. Eep. I'm gonna respawn that. I think it might have been too low, but it wasn't. Really wish I could do that part. Like, I probably should try to master that part as a one-shot, because, like, I'm wasting time there. Okay, here we go. We're back to where we needed to be. Let her be, let her be. Alright, well, that kind of worked. Screw you, Koopa. I don't think that's what I want there. I'll take the shell, though, just in case. Yeah, the shell was a good call. What? Oh, I'll go over the top. Okay, that makes sense. I don't think I understand this. To, like, peek? No. Do I use the key? Well, not that way. Not so sure this is standard. I'm coming to your line of thinking. Well, any suggestions for that part? Because I don't know what to do there. That one seems like an oddly precise jump, if that's what it is. I could try to use... Oh, I understand. Oh, okay. So here's what I think I'm supposed to do there. I'm supposed to, like, put the key in there, jump off the key, jump on the other thing, and then grab the key from the other side. So it requires, like, precise key management. Yeah. Jump on key. I think you're right. I think that's what it is. I highly suspect I'm going to need that key again. Either to complete the level or enter a door or a pipe or something. Like, it's not a key you're allowed to forget, is all I'm saying. Because usually they don't let you forget keys. Wish I could do that in one iteration. Oop. There we go. The fact that the fuzzy is invisible is a fact. That's a fact. Okay. I'm still not really confident in my ability to do this part. I despawned him. I went too fast. Excuse me if I go too fast. And I went too slow. The sons of his opponents wish that he was their dad. He's got a wig for his wig, got a brain for his heart. He'll kick you apart. He'll kick you apart. Ooh. He'll save children, but not the British children. He'll save children, but not the British children. He'll save children, but not the British children. I still do enjoy revisiting Washington's song. It's just, you know, it's awesome. Plus, it lets you know how tall George Washington was. 12 stories tall, made of radiation. The present beware, the future beware. He's coming. Alright. Back to this. Yeah, I think the required scroll here is actually smarter than you think it is. Because it does mean if you go too fast on him, he'll despawn, and it makes it just a little bit harder. Like, definitely intentional to make it work the way you wanted it to work. If there's a whole second half to this, I might have to take a DNF. Which wouldn't be a first for this dude's levels in assorted level design contests. The door one in the prior VLDC required a second pass, and I think I linked to the footage of failing for like half an hour before moving on to something else. But No one actually ever watches that stuff. For the first contest I judged, there was one level that I spent 2 hours to try and get the midway on. Before... actually, I got the midway legit. It took that long. And then I had a more edited version that I went and put up. By more edited, I mean, like, I started from the midway by cheating. Using some chat hacks. And then, showed the rest of it, but, like... Did legitimately beat that first part of the level. The second part, though, ugh. Just going a bit too far. Though admittedly, part of the problem was wasn't good at managing keys. I think I probably would have an easier time with that level now, knowing more of the mechanics that I needed to know. Things like you can drop a key without pressing a button, and it drops it neutrally, which is nice. But I can't go back in time and tell me that. It's an interesting choice to use the blue coins for signaling basically everything. It isn't like, just jump on this. Yeah, I can make that. Take a moment. Breathe. Still find that spot a bit stressful. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I wanted to despawn him intentionally that time. Okay, well, that didn't work. Spawn that. Why did I go early? Honestly, the early parts of this level kind of feel like filler, given the difficulty that approaches near the end. Like, I think some of this is, like, teaching you what you need to know. But some of this is like, yeah, we could have, no, gotten rid of this. Like, this part isn't all that interesting. Like, once you figure it out, you figured it out. It's a very simple puzzle. What did I... Oh. I think I might have left-righted there. Getting careless. I'm getting very careless. And here I thought I would be done with OLDC like tonight. I don't think that's going to be the case. It's okay though. Got plenty of time. Mostly plenty of time. Now, what's this? Oh, he didn't say go. Okay, yes, I understand the reference now. Huh. Yeah, that is odd. But it's also Kingdom Hearts, so it's not unexpected. No! Not unexpected. Ronk. does one say about this at this point? Oh, no, I saw your the video you linked to in the Discord, my Discord. The Go thing. Figured I'd look at that and listen to it while doing a run. It turned out to be a really bad idea in terms of distracting me from, you know, doing the things I know how to do. I was watching someone play... I was trying to find someone to watch Dark Souls, right, yesterday. And one of my, like, attempted people to watch... I like to watch smaller streamers. I like to watch people who, you know, were playing it for the first time or possibly knew how to do speedrun, you know, one or the other. And one of the guys looked like it was really promising until I realized that he had been listening... He was listening to, like, death metal. That was clearly audible through his mic. Which was just not going to work for me. It took me a minute to figure out what it was. I'm like, does he have a vacuum cleaner going? No. No! Nope. And I listen, I'm like, oh, it's clearly death metal. Just felt kind of silly. Well, I'm dead. Well, yeah, I was also picking up, like, kind of quiet. That's the thing, though. It's like, it was just enough to be annoying. Like, I probably would have watched it if it wasn't quite so in that range right there. But one of those things you just gotta watch for on Twitch is, like, audio quality matters so much more than you expect, and I don't do a very good job of this. 100%. Was, like, looking at my Dark Souls VODs. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm peaking in a few places. I probably should learn how compression works. Especially when I beat a boss that I wasn't expecting to beat. You can definitely hear the clipping. But, like, I know well enough to, if I want to listen to something while streaming that's not the game audio, use headphones. Audio quality is great. It's okay. It is what it is. I definitely have heard it be better. There is a little bit of echo from me. Occasionally there's a little bit of echo from the game itself. But it's altogether not bad. It's adequately put together. Like, for the amateur that I am, it is definitely not terrible. Never heard any of that. I mean, I also spend more time listening to tiny snippets of me when I'm doing editing than most people do. So it might be more noticeable for me when I'm doing that. It's also noticeable if I forget to, oh, I don't know, actually enable audio for, say, Dark Souls, where I can barely hear the... I'm hitting something with an axe noise over the mic, but clearly it's not coming from the game capture because I forgot to unmute that source, which happened twice during Dark Souls, which admittedly isn't bad. Like, I don't do enough desktop sources to really always consistently remember that, but, like, Dark Souls is also a problem where, like, there's no audio on the title screen, and so normally I'd use that to check. But, unfortunately, there's no audio on the title screen. Because if you change options there is, I probably should have been paying attention to that. Maybe next time I play Dark Souls, I'll care about that. But... Boink! No! That's the first time I've been hit by that. That is an unnecessary obstacle. Anyway, in absence of anything better to say, I might just go back to George Washington's song. Save children, but not the British children. I'm trying to think if I've learned anything interesting today, but, like, honestly, I just spent today doing some work and some light reading that I'd already read before. Because I just wanted something easy to read. I guess beyond playing some pinball, but, like, my pinball wasn't exceptional. Got a free game, earned a free game on a machine I like. Did horribly on another machine I like, but I was almost... and looked at the, like, number I needed for a free game. Like, I can do that. But I was out of quarters, so I just went home instead. And by out of quarters, I guess I still had 2 quarters, but it's a 3-quarter game, because all pinball is 3-quarter games nowadays. Now I got ahead of him. First cycle. Best cycle. Back in your days. Yeah, there used to be a machine at my local that was a 25 or a 50 cent machine. I play that one fairly frequently. But it's gone. I don't think I can get that key back. Maybe it's a one-shot key. I'm gonna hope it's a one-shot key. I guess there are like a couple like 50-cent ones, but you know, I don't really want to play the electromechanical ones. Mostly because I'm not very good at them. The one that I was actually pretty decent at is no longer there. I don't know where it is now. I was actually adequate at Harlem Globetrotters, the pinball machine. One of those, I'm willing to admit that one existed, and that I would play it at a locally place. The problem with pinball, as I've come to conclude, is that like there's not very many pinball machines in any given area, right? So you can actually get a pretty good idea of where someone plays pinball by knowing what kinds of machines they have. I've never tested this theory, but I'm fairly certain it's accurate. Like, if I were to tell you, like, 3 or 4 pinball machines at my local, knowing that I live in Seattle, you could probably make a pretty good guess about which pinball bar I go to fairly often. Now, to be fair, there's also an awful lot of very, like, common overlap. But the more unique machines? No. Just knowing Harlem Globetrotters is a machine somewhere is probably enough to trace that to some extent. Or, I don't know, Humpty Dumpty. The one pinball machine I've ever considered actually buying. Because it was the first one to use flippers. And it actually positions them backwards of what standard pinball does for flippers nowadays. You know, and since, like, the 1970s. It's a very interesting experience. It's also not a very hard game. Like, within about, I'd say, 10 plays, most people could probably get it to roll over. With a little practice. So, it would be cool to own, but not, like, something I'd actually want for the purposes of, you know, getting better at pinball. Crap, I got stuck. Not first cycle. Oh! Yeah, pinball's fun. I definitely need to learn how to, like, do the machine bumping thing better. I'm not very good at that aspect. I'm getting better at making, like, consistent shots. Like, I want to go into the specific spot of the specific machine. Now, let's say Space Jam, since that's not a machine that is anywhere near me. But, like, making the specific shot over and over can be, like, really useful in pinball. Especially if it's, like, the progressive shot, where, like, doing it over and over gets you more and more points. Or builds a larger multiplier. Or just gets you multi-ball. Like, getting multi-ball tends to be the best way to get points in general. Like, my multi-ball scores are much higher. Much heavily higher than the ones where I don't get multi-ball typically. Like, sometimes, like, weird modes can change things, and I'm just rubbish at multi-ball, but still, the premise remains the same. Doot. Doot, doot, doot. But it's very much like one of those, like, I need to, like, sit down with a free play machine and just work out how to do the ball bumping right. So I just don't have an intuition for it. And I think that's really one of the big key things between, like, adequate pinball players and really good ones is mastering that in muscle memory. Like, knowing, oh no, it's going down the drain if I bump this just the right way. Because pretty much all the time I'm bumping pinball machines is when something gets stuck. I never do it for the purposes of, like, trying to prevent my ball from draining. Which I think is really the main purpose of it, is, like, you know, you get in that spot where it's like, oh, is it going to go in the left drain or the right drain? Left goes back to the right flipper. Right goes to death. If you do it right, you're in a better spot. I'm surprised I'm getting that consistently when I need to. Marissa 2 is a one-tile man. Of course, I actually bought the Lunar Magician's t-shirt, but, you know, I never worn it in public. I didn't like the quality of the shirt. Like, I like the design, I just don't really like the shirt. It's an unfortunate thing that happens when ordering shirts on the internet. Sometimes they're made of, like, potato sack cloth. Got stuck. That's already annoying enough. No. No. They reset everything. I just want it back to normal. Yep. The shell is key. The key is also key. Wait, no! But the shell is also key. Oh god, I don't like that at all. I'm gonna scroll in, scroll out. Alright, here it goes. I really hope there's not much more beyond that. Like, that trick is weird. Yeah, I still like quarters more than, like, tokens. Like, after conventions downtown, I tend to go to GameWorks for at least a little bit just to play skee-ball, because I like playing skee-ball. And there's... this is fixable? This is fixable. I'll probably, like, burn a few... Because it's not even tokens there. Like, they give you a card. And it's just not the same. And the card holds both your tickets and your tokens. And it's just like, it's not as much fun. Plus, I always get new ones because I never actually keep the card. I usually try to give it away to some kid. Because I'm not actually going to use the tickets. Like, I'm a grown man. If I want to, I don't know, overstuffed DK thing, I'll go on Alibaba or AliExpress and purchase an overstuffed DK thing. It will be much cheaper and require much less work than actually being good at skee-ball. Okay, gotta hug the left if I'm gonna do that. Actually, looking at this, it gives me great fear. Because that pipe, I'm fairly certain... Well, okay, so if that pipe was going to be a door somewhere, how would that work? There's already stuff around it. You can't... Like, I don't think you can, like, negatively draw, right? Like, it's the painter's algorithm. Either there's something there that's already going to be painting over it, or... Yeah, I think that you can't do it that way. I'm hoping that pipe is for aesthetics. We'll see. I'm probably wrong. But I might turn on chat hacks just to see how much more there is to it, just to, like, have a chance to know if this is reasonable to complete, because, like, I've been at this for a bit. I have no compulsions about doing editing now. It's kind of a pain, but it's not the end of the world. Other than, like, making my video orders weird. I don't know why I keep trying that. Like, once you screw that up, it's already too late. You really need to be in complete control of that jump. Alright. I'm curious. We're gonna... take a quick cheaty jaunt to see what still remains in the level. And if that's just the midway. If there's a midway right after that, I think I'm going to have to call it. And come back to this later. Because it's already 4 a.m. And I'm beginning to really think this is in fact kaizo. Not that it matters. Like, I think all the standard judges managed to finish everything, so... like, they're either happy with the status of it, or they already transferred it over to the kaizo peoples. I think all the standard people... no, I don't know if all the standard people are done. I know that Zaplex is done. Mostly because I saw Zaplex finish up one of the levels that would have given me a lot of trouble had I not cheated. And I have zero inclination to revisit that one without cheating. I'm just not interested enough in what that level's bringing to the table. And that's why we turn on the cape. Alright, so then this is what's here. And then you jump on that, and it falls. Then you wait and jump on another one or something. Yeah, it comes down. Like, the water's messing with it. You need the key to open this. You do have to have the key. And that's the midway. That's the effing midway. And then there's this whole barrier here to... oh, yeah, because of the midway. That's just the midway. And then from here... you need to... alright, you know what? I'm calling this one. I'm calling this one for the time being. I'll come back to it. We'll see if I decide to cheat my way through it when I come back to it, but we'll come back to it. Just not today. Did I read me? Yeah, I did read me at the very end of last stream. Didn't wrong way, though. Oh, that's just exactly what you expect, isn't it? I could make it work with rainbow names if I felt the impetus to do so. I have yet to feel the impetus to do so. It does work with Halloween names, though. Which I find kind of amusing. If you look at some of the moderations I've done, because it copies the names directly out of the... whatever their current display name is. If you're using a holiday name, it gets turned into its holiday name equivalent. So I think I've got, like, some hacks I've moderated that are by Spooky Jerry or something. And that's what they're listed as on the YouTube video. Or the rejection. I guess the rejections also do that, because I take the name in time. Things like that. If you think I'm making a really easy time of this, that's because I spent a non-trivial amount of time doing this yesterday. I know roughly what to do up until a certain point. I've seen the end of the level because I cheated to see the end of the level, or end of the section, not the end of the level. But this level has like 2 halves, and this is pretty far into it. But yeah, the Final Fantasy V thing would have been fun, but ended up turning it into a useful music service that I'd use, a useful thing to play sound over the louder speakers that I use mostly for, like, finding out when unit tests are done. Like, I just run make test, and then at the end of it, I'll add like a wugget to make it, or a curl to make it hit the endpoint, and it will play the whatever YouTube video link I sent it. Though I do need to fix it. It's using a very old version of YouTube DL, and so it's very slow to download new tracks. I think it like forcibly sets it to like 15 kilobytes a second, which, because I'm just getting audio, isn't that bad. Usually from relatively short videos, but still one of those things I should just update and probably make into Python 3, even though I hate Python 3. The other thing, of course, that the service does is it plays the "Hell yeah, now we got business" whenever we solve a puzzle correctly, and the "Did anyone say box kites? No!" if you don't when you give the wrong answer to a puzzle. The only problem with having a positive reinforcement for failing to solve puzzles is people will want to submit dumb answers to hear things such as "game over, yeah." And I don't want to induce that behavior. Which reminds me, another like project I should probably try to pick up while I'm out and about is getting my new fangled version of the puzzle bot running. Because I got like half the stuff done and then got distracted by a nicety that I wanted from Discord, and I think I can probably live without it, but it's still going to piss me off. Who knows? Maybe like Discord.py has gotten better, and maybe there's a good explanation of how to do like persistent, even if the bot isn't persistent. What do you even call those, like card integrations? They're called cards in Slack, I think, but I don't remember what they're called in Discord. But like, I want people to be able to A, see the puzzle, thumbnail, and B, choose to print it or not from that interface. Because I had that in the Slack version. NerdStuffyHab's the best. Open Graph? What? Used to have a Discord bot, then it stopped working and just gave up on it. That's fair. Open Graph was Facebook's thing, I guess. Okay. Wait. I forgot what I was doing. Absolutely forgot what I was doing. That's the part that got me confuzzled last time, and I saw Zaplex's solution to it, but I don't know exactly how to do it. Open Graph. I'm utterly confounded as to what that means now, and I'm nerd sniped on that. But yeah, I'm not doing anything with Open Graph. I'm just using, like, I was using Discord.py to run the bot briefly. I do want to, like, eventually make a Discord bot, but, like, I need, like, 2. Because really, I only want the puzzle bot available for when we're actually doing puzzles, because it lets you print things. Even if it is a sanitized list of things, I really don't want people printing things when I'm not expecting it, which has happened more than a few times. When I've, like, forgotten to turn off the bot and someone's decided, hey, you know what'd be funny? Oh, stuff that shows up when you paste the link. No, it's not that. It's close. It's not that. So what I want to do is effectively, like, when there's a new puzzle, because updating the puzzle sheet is kind of an ordeal. The design I chose for the initial one wasn't ideal. I overfitted on Puzzle Boat 4? Is it 4 or 5? 4. I overfitted on Puzzle Boat 4's design, and wasn't aware of a specific thing I could do that would have made the whole thing a lot better. So basically what my puzzle bot does is it creates and updates a gigantic spreadsheet that keeps the state of the world, which is also editable by anybody in case they need to edit it. At least this is what it did. It was a Slack bot, but I lost the source code in the great hard drive crash of New Year's last year. Didn't think to back that up specifically. Backed up all my Twitch stuff, tried to back up my home directory, but by then the SSD had been a bit too far gone, and what I got out of the home directory was disappointing. And of course I got my BLDC judging notes, because dear God, that would have sucked to lose those. But yeah, what happens is when there's a new puzzle that comes in, it would make a little card that would let people press buttons to say if they want to print it or open the puzzle or what have you. And if that's what Open Graph does, that's probably what I need to read up on. built-in ass. Still forget to put important stuff. I need to set up Time Machine. I'll just like have a hard drive, external hard drive set up for it. That Koopa. But yeah, I got set up then. And the overfitting on Puzzle Boat 4 was that Puzzle Boat 4 had a lot of extraneous data. I think it was based upon like a TV show like Warehouse 17 or something, which is all about like SCP-style objects, I guess. And so every puzzle came with like a ridiculous amount of information, which you needed to use to narrow it down to figure out which meta it belonged to. So, for instance, one of them mentioned like specific events that happened with it, and it turns out that all of those were couch gags from The Simpsons. It was like causes people to get deep fried or melt into each other, other things. And that was actually both the grouping mechanism and the ordering mechanism for The Simpsons meta. Another one was objects that have self-referential properties, like Land of Lakes butter, DeRoast coffee, cocoa. Drosti, I think it is actually, Drosti. Because in German you pronounce everything. It's not French. Or it's Dutch, but you know what I mean. So, and then other groupings based upon other things. Yeah, no, puzzle boats are a good time. If you're willing to pay money for puzzles, you can do a lot worse than giving Foggy money for puzzles. How did I do this? Not like that. Started digging around the SCP Wiki and ended up reading up an 8-page article on how to correctly censor and redact papers. Interesting. Yeah, leaky redaction can be a real bad thing. It used to happen all the time. People would, like, cover the words in MS Word with a background of black and not realize that doesn't change anything. Or use markers that weren't black enough, so you could still read underneath the text. There was a really fun underhanded C contest where the goal was leaky redaction. And people came up with all sorts of interesting solutions, like appending the redacted section to a different part of the file, and doing things like that. But the winner is a thing of beauty. It uses the file format PCM, which is a text-based image format, where basically, you know, you tell it what the dimensions are, you tell it how many pixels you have in the dimensions, I guess, and what color depth, and then it's just text. You know, 0 through 255, it's just text. And so the leaky redaction would redact the numbers as they were. So, you know, you see a 255, you redact it with 000. You see a 25, you redact it with 00. You see a 2, you redact it with 0. And it turns out that having the known intensity values is more than enough to see stuff in a leaky redaction. Yeah, it's text-based, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm mistaking it for a different format. I'm pretty sure it's PCM that's that. Though PCM is also like... Is it PCM? No, I don't even know. Yeah, the Underhead C contest is really cool. It's unfortunate that it hasn't kept up. Like, the first one was really cool with... was it Bad Encryption? Was the first one? The most recent one had something to do with detecting fissile material in missiles or something. And the solution is actually really cool. Dude even wrote a little paper explaining how basically by doing a bit of type confusion, single precision to double precision. Yeah, single precision to double precision for floats. You can squash the range and do some interesting stuff. He wrote up an entire paper explaining his solution in LaTeX. It was also really cool. Yeah, I don't know. And PCM is audio. I'm confused. Text-based image. No, BPM. It's BPM. There we go. BPM is what I was looking for. Yeah, PCM is definitely, like, wave-related. PCX, I think, is a really old format. Probably, like, GIF, but without compression would be my guess. Like, it's a palletized image, a palletized color image, but it doesn't, like, do any compression. GIFs had some compression, like LZW applied to it or something. It wasn't, like, the world's best compression, but, you know, it's more than adequate for, you know, the images at the time. Nope. It's a bitmap? Oh. That would do it. I mean, BMP is also... yeah, okay. If it's a regular bitmap, that explains everything. What was the other one? But yeah, we've had a puzzle boat sitting out, and we haven't finished it for I don't know how long. I've got, like, the assorted puzzles we printed out and scribbled a bit on, but don't know what to do with, sitting on top of my, my record player over there, along with all of the games I picked out to play for Halloween that I need to put back. I actually like to use my record player eventually. Though, I probably should just get a different record player. It's just so obnoxious to use, I almost never want to use it. It's an auto start, but the auto start doesn't work. It's just convinced that, like, oh yeah, you put the needle on there? Yeah, you probably didn't want to listen to the record. I'll just put the needle back. No, seriously, I want to listen to the record. No, I'm going to put the needle back. And then once you manage to convince it to play a record, it'll keep working until it reaches the run out, at which point you'll have to fight it again to play the next side. Unless you happen to run up and hit the lift needle button fast enough. Nah, I went too fast. In which case you can listen to another side. It's very passive-aggressive. Yeah, there's a lot of different types of bitmaps, and other simple formats out there. I want to say PCX was like the format people used to distribute anime pictures on, because I think it was like the native format for like PC98 or something. Like, I vaguely remember this. Or maybe it was Amigas or something. Like, it was a format that was used specifically on a computer I didn't have, a computer type I didn't have. But yeah, it's not a very good record player, but I got it free from Squiggles because he also hated it being a passive-aggressive record player. And he got a new one. He's like, hey, Pat, you want a record player? I'm like, sure. He was also pretty pissed about it because it burned a groove into the out groove of his copy of the Black Album. So he decided to A, get a new record player, and B, get a new copy of the Black Album, Metallica's Black Album. And I inherited both the Black Album with the ridiculous... ridiculously thick groove in the run-out groove now. But, you know, the rest of the record's fine, so eh. Really no harm, no foul. Just it's a crappy record player. Ah, I thought I'd get away with that. Free album, exactly. I got a lot of records. Probably a ridiculous number of them I'll never end up listening to. Ended up... How did this go? After my grandparents had died, we finally, went and cleaned out the house and, took everything that we wanted. We collectively being all of the grandkids and children of them and all that. And we had discovered in a dark room I didn't even know existed. It was kind of a fun bit of reminiscing. My dad found some art he had made in the dark room, and they were discussing, how Grandpa or Granddad had built it. We found there was a record player in there. A big, like, table-based one. Like a cabinet and everything. We found all of their albums from, the 1960s and 70s. And there were an awful lot of good albums in there. And so rather than, letting them go to Goodwill, everyone picked through them and picked out what they wanted. So I got a lot of good 70s stuff. Had to go and package it up and send it via FedEx and all that. Or I think it was UPS. Yeah, a whole box of records. Heavy. Very heavy to carry around San Francisco. Okay. That's the solution that Zaplex came up with. Now the key walk. And key grab. Don't get hit by the stupid thing. Okay. Now the ball's going to drop again. That's fine. And then there's just one last obstacle. See, I've already seen all this from last night. Hooray! I made it! Screw you, Key. Hills are not ones you want to walk. Oh, it worked out okay. It wasn't that bad. My hotel was not that far away from... wasn't that far away, ultimately, from the UPS store. Still just a pain, though. Alright, so I'm knowing... This is new territory. But yeah, I don't know if I'd have figured out the drop the key, ride, land back on the key to pick it up thing without watching Zaplex, so shoutouts to Zaplex. I totally cheated there, and I don't feel too bad about it. The funny thing is, he wasn't certain it was the right solution. Maybe I'll just go through some of this small to get a grasp of what I'm looking at here. Because I don't know if I need to be big, and I feel that first part is going to be trickier if I'm big. So maybe it's one of those like trade-off things opposed to a full-on kaizo thing where you absolutely need it. That was worth it. Got the Styx album. That has, like, a ridiculous number of good songs on it. I forget what. I think it's the one that has, like, both Grand Illusion and Sail Away on two different sides. Like, I'm just like, it's criminal this particular album has, like, 5 hits on it. It's ridiculous. Might have gotten a copy of Breakfast in America. I think I got that one, too. And that's another, like, really great end-to-end album. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits that my father once took into school. Because apparently the art teacher would let them, you know, put on albums that they liked. The art teacher had the response of, Alice Cooper, he doesn't have any greatest hits. What's the point of this album? Did take one of my grandfather's albums, too, because he was not into 70s progressive rock and into 70s progressive rock for some reason. But he was very into opera, so I have a Wagner opera around here. I picked up one. I probably should have picked up another. I also picked up a weird spoken word album by some senator I'd never heard about. It's like stories about great courage or something. And I was like, oh man, this is so weird. No one is going to have a copy of this. It's on YouTube. So, already felt defeated on that front. I don't know what to do there. Yeah, I'd have to go and look to see what else. I've got a bunch of other modern things. Occasionally I'm willing to kickstart something or pick up a weird new album. Going to Goodwill and finding samples. Yeah. So many good albums. Oh, I put the H before the door. So it's one of those things where, like, I think it's a lot easier if you put the H in the level that you start in. Things tend to work better. Especially if you're not duly noted. Especially if you're not, like, really proficient. But then the person who made this also made Super Marissa World, so I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do that part. You weren't allowed to change respawn level. Well, there you go. That makes more sense. It probably greatly simplifies... In fact, it greatly simplifies compilation. I think that's one of the things that was, like, very explicit about this year's OLDC rules, is they wanted to do a compilation and wanted to make sure that the compilers would be happy. And I want to say there's already someone, you know, gearing up for it, but I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if the, like, name of the compiler is... publicish information. I wanted to re-grab onto B right there. Should write better. Contest compilers thing. You know exactly what I mean, Max. Send a box of chocolate, they're gonna be happy either way. I don't think they actually get anything. I don't think, like, anybody who compiles these things actually gets any rewards. Borland C. Nah, Turbo. Let's see. I was trying to remember. I actually made some dumbass joke about that in D&D, because Squiggles' last character before this current iteration was named Borland. On his character sheet, he had a picture of Al Borland from the Tim Allen Show. I forget what it's called. No, it's not Family Matters. It was Family Matters. I don't remember. Pitch in for a box of chocolates? You know, I doubt they would say no unless they're paranoid about their addresses, which they might be. No, that's not how you do it. They might be. Being paranoid about your address should be default. I mean, I agree. I think people generally should work on their OPSEC. Especially, you know, people are going to be on the internet. But here we are. What am I? I am suddenly enlightened, and I am not happy that I am enlightened. Howdy, neighbor. That's home improvement. Thank you. Paste should default to plain text. Oh, you have no idea how much I agree with you. Every time I get that, well, we've turned the tabs into 4 spaces dialogue, or, oh, look, you've kept all the formatting I never wanted. I blame Olay. I'll see how you doing, Dick Feynman. You see, that's what I was supposed to do. Well, guess we'll see what we can learn here. I need to bring the shell with me, is what I just learned. I guess... That's like the opposite of what I needed there. Bad enlightenment and darkened. There's up more than pasting out of VS Code and the formatting's still there. It's code, yep. Was copying to get rid of the formatting. Yeah, I've taken to, like, especially when doing puzzle stuff, like copying and pasting it into, like, Vim first to just get rid of all the badness. Because I'm not sure how else to do it. And I want to exactly spell the, I don't know, Swedish volcano name, or Icelandic volcano name, because I'm not, because one of the biggest causes of failing to solve puzzles is bad data entry. Like, I used to want to be nice about this, but I really think that Andrew Lin really is correct here, is that, like, for Codex at least, so much time is wasted because people didn't go and check to make sure the data entry is correct. Like, there was one time me and my sister spent a long-ass time trying to back-solve one of the metas in the Inside Out year. And, because it was the Joy meta, and it was basically... You need to find books that were the joy of X, and find their authors. So, like, the joy of cooking, or the joy of sex, or the joy of, I don't fucking know, some other thing. Okay. But basically you need to find a bunch of books that match that particular format. And the thing is that we didn't check that the form was put in correctly. So we were looking... How do I do this? Let me just scroll. Yeah, just scroll, Pat. We were looking for a book that didn't exist because the title was... Or the author's name was too short. Or the title was too short, or whatever the hell it was. Eating hot dogs with condiments you rarely buy. Ketchup, mustard, and relish. Ooh. Not going fancy, going old school. I'm a mustard man, personally. But I respect anybody who's going to go with, like, the good old classic American, I'm having a hot dog thing. In fact, I even ate a hot dog. Well, kind of. I ate pigs in a blanket the other day. There we go. That's how this part is done. Not sure. I don't think that's the end. Team mustard, but you're flexible. Yeah, I could ditch ketchup. I don't really want barbecue sauce on my hot dog. Pickle relish kind of depends. Onions I can go for. Bacon is fine, because bacon is bacon. You know, very rarely are things made actively worse by applying bacon. Unless it's already too salty, in which case, yeah, I think bacon's a problem. I'm definitely not going to say bacon is the best thing ever, because it's not. There's a lot of things better than bacon. But as a thing you can throw into something, in general, it doesn't usually do harm. What else is there? Sauerkraut. You know what? I'm down with sauerkraut on my dogs. Though I would prefer a bratwurst if I'm doing that. Ketchup, mayo, relish, onion. Cheese. Cheese could be fine, too. I feel with cheese, though, I definitely want it, like, on the dog as it's cooking. So I can definitely get some melting action. Because it's just like, here's a slice of deli cheese on your hot dog that's cold. Just doesn't work for me. Oh, look, a deli meat. Melted is best, exactly. Like, a cheeseburger without the cheese melted is just weird. No, I understand now. I understand now. It's that. I don't understand now. I guess I have to do it like one fell... How the hell am I supposed to do that? Sauerkraut is indeed S tier. My personal favorite sauerkraut bit of trivia is during World War II. They changed the name of sauerkraut to Liberty Cabbage! Because it was German, you see, and that was bad in World War II. We also did the same thing for, you know, French toasts and French fries during the War on Terror, but no one really took their freedom fries and freedom toast seriously after the first, you know, iteration of it. But somehow Liberty Cabbage didn't stick, which is why we still call it sauerkraut. Do you feel like my odds of succeeding there would be slightly higher if I was consistently holding B during that part? But, eh. Okay, how the hell do I do this? Can I go over it? No. How? I do not understand that obstacle. Strongly doubt that's a one-tile man jump. I don't think so. I don't think that... I'm pretty sure I need a damage boost there. I just don't know how yet. I have a cheese idea. Do I have a cheese idea? I don't think I can pull that off now, actually. Well, okay, I could pull it off, but it'd be insanely cheesy. Like, we're talking just terrible levels of cheese. Like, what I could do is I could go out to the other level and pick up a power-up. Which I don't want to do. Pick up 2 power-ups. And so I can go through this, get hit here, and still have another thing. I would scroll the screen forward, grab that one, grab the other one, and then I can do the same thing subsequently for the other spike. I don't think that's what's being asked of me, though. Land on edge and then time a jump back to slide through the gap. Alright, I guess I can try that. That seems reasonable. Is it Brie? It's like a Celebrity Jeopardy answer. No, it's not. It's Famous Chez's. Yeah, Brie is delicious. It's a beautiful, melting, sweet cheese you can use for all sorts of wonderful applications. Like, just straight up eating it. You can't say that for too many cheeses. Like, oh, I'm just going to eat this big old block of cheddar. People look at you funny. I'm going to just eat a bunch of Brie with crackers. Oh, that's fine. Ideal date is a charcuterie board in your own company. Fair. Baked Brie is really good. There was a period of time where a friend was really into that, and so we got some delicious, both savory and sweet applications of baked Brie. Which, I mean, is just basically Brie and puff pastry with stuff. How could you go wrong? Baked is delicious. Give me the honey. Yep. Slightly faster than trying again. Just always think of that stupid Pro ZD thing, which is like, and now with a summer salty cheese factory, I can summon the Black Brie. Is this gonna end in a while? I'm gonna go eat lunch. Oh, good. I'll be back in like 20 minutes. Great. Then we can move on to the cheese tasting phase. The Brie. I think they made that joke in Arrested Development, but it was that season that nobody liked, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Got a snooze. Good luck judging. I'm not judging. I'm just playing them. I did my 2 judging stints this year. I don't need a third. I'm not moderating. I'm just playing. Like, these are just levels for enjoyment. Really wish there was another door here, just to speed things up. Yep, playing them, exactly. Got it right. But thanks. Sleep well. See you later. Enjoyment. I mean, I'd say I've enjoyed some levels more than others. This one is kind of tricky to love. It's got really clever setups. But having played it, I'm gobsmacked they didn't kick it into the kaizo category. I would absolutely... In fact, you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if when the results come out, this was kicked into the kaizo category. Like, what you have to do here for a good chunk of this is definitely kaizo-y. But it just depends upon how the people running it want to handle it. When ampersands run it, very much kind of reticent to go and like punt things or disqualify them for being kaizo. I don't know if Alex is the same way. What am I supposed to do? Like, the clearance there is nothing. I want to scroll as far as I can to see if there's anything else I can see. Nope. Nope, this is in the standard set. Like, this is the one thing standing between me and clearing the standard set, mostly. There's one other one where I cheated, but I don't really want to do that one, so I'm going to let the cheating stand. The basic premise of that one was just there was constantly random bullet bills, and bullet bills you had to time jumps off of and do other things. I'm just like, I hate randomly spawning, or I hate the bullet bill spawners. So I swam through it to see how close I was to the end. I was actually getting pretty close to the end pipe, wherein there was another section where you had to perfectly time catching a bullet bill while dodging some other stuff, or else you wouldn't be able to jump on the switch block. Or get the orb or whatever the ending for that specific level was. Wonder how it's going to work for some levels. Like, if the ending is a switch block, it's going to be, like, made custom so it doesn't do that. Because, like, Ampersam's level does that. It's a switch block, switch palace type level. It ends in a switch block. Forgot to hold B. I might have to go and reference Zaplex's video to see how he did that bit. If I want to try to do this as legit as possible. I've seen Lewis's entry. I've seen Louis' entry. I'm good. That one is I don't know how they're gonna compile that. It's a mess. I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that that's what it is. It's literally a 17 car pileup of a level. And it's a complete on-purpose mess. You know, like the kind of it's the kind of art that happens when an artist like throws paint out of a giant jet engine. Like that's what you're looking at. Is the level equivalent of that. New chess game where everyone take a piece was a fighting game? That sounds awesome. No, I haven't. Sounds way better than Riskopoly. Definitely gives you a fighting chance if you're not good at chess. I didn't mean to... Gonna be quiet for a moment now. It's a Kuso level design entry, but the author was a judge. Yep. Checkmate Showdown. I think that's cool, actually. Like, I think chess variants can be really interesting. The stupidest chess variant I've seen recently was Pokemon chess, where the types matter, and to make it even worse, there's both misses and critical hits when you're capturing a piece. And if it's super effective, you get to go again. It's incredibly stupid. I did it! Thinking about incredibly stupid things worked! Oh god, what could be beyond here? Oh my god! I got an H! I think I got an H. Guess there's no evidence necessarily that I got an H, but I think I got an H. Yep, I got an H. Look at that, beautiful door. But the Pokemon chess thing was kind of cute to watch. Okay, well that's a problem. Do I need to be? I probably need to be big. H squared. Oh wait, no. Yeah, I guess after assuming I can finish this in a reasonable amount of time, I'll take a look at Louis just for the course of it, but I don't think I'm going to make any reasonable progress. Like, I might take a look at the sheet I've been given, which wasn't a public thing, so I can't show you guys it, but, like, there is extra information I have that most people do not while playing this, which is kind of nice. Mostly just level names. Doesn't correlate authors, which makes sense. Will it bounce back or be hella slow? Maintain speed. Okay. I definitely think this is definitely in the kaizo category. So I wonder just how much more can there be? It's a tricky little bit here, but it's not bad. Second ball is really annoying. Oh, just a sheet that was handed to the judges for the purposes of making like certain things easier. It just has all the names on it, all of the level names on it, and a little bit of extraneous information. What? Oh, I need the Yoshi. Or let me phrase this. I probably need a big Yoshi. Yeah, you eat it, and then you can... Yeah, okay. I understand now. One of the reviews said, wait a minute. You're telling me I can suck both chess and fighting games at the same time now? Sign me up! That one sphere just makes this part awful. I guess I could do that. Maybe I can do that. But yeah, usually when judging, I found that usually you don't get too much information. They just hand you that big pile of BPSs. Sometimes they'll have readmes with them. Oftentimes they won't. I think the readme era might have ended. Like, I don't think people really use readmes in their levels anymore, even though they probably should sometimes. And even then, frequently the readmes were just things like credits. Like, it wasn't anything important, usually. Or a justification as to why their thing fit the theme for, like, a 24-hour contest. That's a solid block. Yeah, the last few contests I've seen, no readmes. Just good luck. Yeah, I'm gonna be curious to see what they do with the, see how the next set of contests go. No one ever mentioned that any jokes you put in readmes. You can confirm no one reads those. Yeah, pretty much. It's one of those things I should do when moderating is open up readmes to make sure like no one just put up like the word butts 500 times. I don't know how to do that. I'm still not ready for that to be solid. But yeah, the only time I've ever opened up the readme is when like not moderating, when judging is when like I was in a level and just suddenly just utterly confounded as to what was going on. It's like I need an explanation as to what's going on with this gimmick. Have to go back to number 2 Morton's Castle to recognize those blocks are solid. I'll take number 2 Morton's Castle any day. It's a good castle. It's not even that high. I just need speed. Where are those used in number 2 Morton's Castle? I have a chat thing, hacks thing for that. It's true, it'd probably work on this. It probably would work on this. Why'd I do that? Moving stairs. Ah, oh, thank you. Yeah, no, I completely forgot what those tiles were used for. It has been a little while since I've gone vanilla. Which I guess is a sign. So I'm done with this. I could start in on that. Don't know. Like, practicing here doesn't actually matter all that much. It's like, I still need to make all these duck jumps. Occurs to me I've just, like, locked myself over on this side. You can stand on the Yoshi. Nope. The Yoshi is not a P-switch. But that has to be the last obstacle. But fundamentally, that's not the last obstacle for me. It's the biggest obstacle right now is that dang spike. And my patience. Yeah. Alright, I think... No! I think I don't know how to do that part. Nope. I think maybe what I'll probably just do is, like... Maybe the weekend after I'm back. Don't think I'd have any reason to not be able to weekend after I get back from the East Coast and just make that Chat Hacks Day. Because we ain't done one in a long time. Probably should. Give more than enough leeway for anyone who wants to prepare something. I just do not know how to make that jump. It feels so simple, too. But I've been talking too long. I probably just sit and do the announce and make that happen. So I keep thinking, oh, I'll do it this month, I'll do this month. Nah, I just need to bite the bullet. Put it on my calendar. Call it a day. Still worth it to try this one jump, though. How would I do this if it wasn't icy? And I wasn't on a moving platform? I'd actually ask the judges if this got punted, because I'm kind of curious. Let's see. What is the Saturday after, like, the 5th? There we go. I made it once. Well, it's closer than I've ever been. All right, let me double check some things. I think I'm just going to say it. This is a thing that's happening. Whoop. I return on the 5th, which is a Tuesday. According to the calendar, the first Saturday after that is the 9th. So, fuck it, that's what's happening. I'll write up an announcement thing after the stream, post it tomorrow. Chat Hacks is happening on December 9th. It was December 9th! Oh, hello. That's a good moment to take another handbrake. How you doing, Sir Wetbeard? Thank you for the raid. How's it going? What were you up to? Since Fries isn't here, I guess I've got to do this. Just automate it. Doing good? Excellent. Good to hear. I'm presently trying to finish up the last elusive OLDC level that I need to beat. This one I suspect might have gotten punted into the kaizo category because it's very precise. But I'm getting better at it. I think I'm getting close to the end. Now I can repeat the announcement? Oh yeah, I can repeat the announcement. There'll be Chat Hacks on December 7th. Or 9th, December 9th. Saturday, December 9th. Wherein you can, hack my game in real time, run your own assembly, change arbitrary memory values, and other such things. Haven't done one in a while. Just finally decided to bite the bullet and make it happen. Playing more Paralysis, got an exit. Nice! Congratulations. I'm going to assume Paralysis is very hard in terms of kaizo-ness. Need to fall off first. Yeah, it should be a fun time. I'm not sure exactly when during the day. I'll probably start a little bit before or after ROM hack races. So that's usually how I do it. And then I'll go for quite some time, at least until I beat Bowser. At which point, Max will complain that he is always an amazing flying hammer brother. There we go. Finally understand that jump. Around Invictus. Okay, that's not too bad then. Like, there's some kaizo hacks where getting like a single H or something is cause for massive celebration. Like Casio. Casio just ain't easy. But it's around Invictus. Yeah, that sounds fun then. I still haven't actually beaten Invictus, except for the first level. I beat the first level once. But I've used Invictus as a good stress test for stuff. Hacker's Dreams, yeah, that's another one. I wonder how In the Pulse is going. Haven't heard too much recently. But haven't been, like, actively checking. Anon, still a really cool guy. Actually met him at PAX. Done Invictus was an arduous journey. I'd believe it. But it's a worthwhile one. It is a good hack. Though I think if I were to play Invictus, I would skip Kamek. Or maybe bail out on one of the last motor skills levels, depending on. Motor skills seems a terrifying thing to my hands. In retrospect, I should have landed on the platform. Yeah, I know that Juz was at some point in time working on Invictus 2 or whatever he was going to have as a sequel, but I think he stopped. Hardlock your save at Kamek? Yeah. Absolute Power's great. Oh, yeah. Like I said, that's one of the reasons I wouldn't want to do that one necessarily. Just be happy, be done. Since this is OLDC, by the way, which is old school level design contest, there's no niceties like the double hit patch. Oh no! I didn't even think that. Alright, that was a PB. I got the mushroom to the right place. Alright, I can do it a little bit faster too, which is nice. Am I going to be playing Grand Poo World 3? No. Not unless Barb has decided to make things significantly easier. What that stream would look like is a lot like what this stream's doing right now, where I'm just constantly throwing myself at the wall of a particularly not difficult jump and dying. And then suddenly realizing, oh yeah, I can do this a lot faster and easier after like 30 minutes of doing it. Like, I'm just not qualified enough for it. I would need to have trained up a lot more in the interim season, and I have not. Plus, there's gonna be a billion people playing it. Like, if you're gonna watch, like that. I mean, who's not gonna be playing it out of the big names? Like, seriously. Like, Pooh Bear's gonna be playing it. I know that Glitch Cat's gonna be playing it. Wouldn't surprise me if, like, Mitch was playing it, too. Like, I suspect there's just gonna be so many heavy hitters playing it, I'd just be lost in the noise if I was gonna try. Especially because I suck. There we go. So I can do this anywhere, so I choose to do this here. Yoshi! This better not take me to that door. What? 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 What's being asked of me here in... Well, not that, obviously. I understand now, and I hate it. Thank you. Not playing either, you watched, but Grand Poo World 2, and took more than 2 hours and still didn't get the first HE, exactly. My stream would have Waluigi, that's a fair point. I mean, anybody... you actually, no, probably can't do that, now I think about it. Given that there's probably some sort of secret gimmick. Oh, crap. You know, I didn't think this that far forward, did I? Those count? Huh. Oh, right, I only have sprite cohesion, right. Lovely. But yeah, if I'm gonna do any, like, anything with it, I'll probably watch Glitch Cat play for a bit. Or someone else on Friday, whoever's around at the time it comes out, assuming I even watch it when it comes out. So I'll probably either be asleep, working, or heading to D&D, which does take some doing. Now, I was thinking, like, you could go and put Waluigi in there with a different setup, by just, like, opening it in Lunar Magic and replacing Graphics 32. But given that the way that the Grand Poo World 2 thing worked with the hidden stuff, you probably can't do that. 10 a.m. EST. Then people will definitely be playing it before I'm awake. Because I generally don't get up until after 11 PST. Though it's been a lot worse recently. There we go. Nope. So 6 a.m. for you? Yeah. I'm certain by the time I wake up, people will be playing it for hours. But plenty of opportunity to watch people play that over, you know, the next while. Because I'm certain that it's going to be dominating the Twitch category for a while yet. I have to work that day, so you'll be up at like 7. But you work with the public, so you won't be able to watch. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm a programmer, so I can basically do whatever I want in terms of watching while working. Depending upon what I need to do tomorrow. Gotta deal with that Twilio issue. Gotta figure out how to rejigger a system I didn't write to deal with the fact that we can't have an identifier and a phone number associated with one unit on Twilio's side for some godforsaken reason. Don't know why you would want to have a nice friendly identifier when you have a phone number. It's the same thing, right? No, clearly. Not like one of them's a key for a freaking database or anything. I mean, I have a solution to the problem. I just need to, like, write the code, and then testing's a problem, because, like, the entire thing has no tests. And setting up testing for it involves setting up a whole phone environment, which... not the easiest thing to do for this. But I'm just griping for the sake of griping at this point. I'll eventually get it done. It'll work out. I'll get hit by a rock. Yeah, I don't think I need practice for that jump anymore. What if someone changes their phone number? Given the timeline of the stuff we do, it's generally not a problem. Most of the time we don't deal with a person for more than a couple months because of the particular industry I'm in. But I don't want to say more than that because of the industry I'm in. That's a fair question. Absolutely fair question, but it's not pertinent to us, really. We usually have alternate ways to contact people in the event that, you know, their phone number goes bad. For instance, we know their home address. Or their email address. Or probably other forms of address, too. Why'd I jump? Why'd I jump? IP address? Oh, probably. Favorite language to write? Oh man, that's a good question. I mostly do Python these days because it's just easy. Because most of the stuff I end up doing ends up being manipulation of various strings. And it's just easier to do it in Python as opposed to busting out an AGOL-based language. I do miss doing things in weird languages. I think that's probably the real answer for me. Is like when ICFP rolls around and we're writing in like some sort of weird alien language. We even had our own language once for a contest because the contest run environment was effectively a Lisp machine, and so we wrote a compiler of our language for a Lisp machine. That was kind of cool. I wasn't on that team. I never actually wrote any of that. It was a complicated year. Effectively, it was writing Pac-Man AIs and Ghost AIs, but mostly Pac-Man AIs. And so, like, one person spent all their time on AI stuff, and a couple people spent all their time on language stuff, and me and Fistbit spent all our time on debugging things. But yeah, like all my tech stuff for Twitch is in Python when it isn't like assembly, because you do have to write assembly for this kind of stuff. Cannot take that on faith. Experience was in Java, did C++ for a little bit. Like, Java and C++ are not bad. Like Java's just kind of whenever I've had to deal with it, just because of all the boilerplate one needs. But I hear the later versions have gotten better. C++ just has a million foot guns, and no one likes debugging template errors. In fact, when I was in college, they had an experimental filter you could apply to your C++ error output to try and show you the template errors without a million lines of garbage. Java was fun. Java's okay. I prefer C# if I'm going to go that direction, though. Aside from the lack of libraries, comparably to Java, because Java has a lot more libraries available, like C# still doesn't have a built-in JSON deserializer that just does dictionaries. I don't know why. Dictionaries and lists of object that you lower yourself. Don't know why. Always got to go get the JSON package. They have a nice package manager now with NuGet. It's better now than it used to be. I think my favorite, like, esoteric language that was in an ICFP would probably have been 2D, though. It was basically a way of having Lisp with lazy evaluation that was done via 2D diagram drawings. Still one of the coolest things. Used C# once, but wasn't a fan of the IDE. I'd rather use Visual Studio over any Java environment ever. I've tried both of them. What was it, BlueJ or whatever, and Eclipse is one of the worst things ever written. Nope. Just gigantic memory hog. NetBeans? Okay, fair. Never did NetBeans. Can't bedraggle that one so much like I can with the other ones. But no matter where I've worked with Java, I have been unhappy with IDEs. I always just end up writing in Vim anyway. I think Visual Studio is just a fine environment once you get used to some of its quirks. Not a huge fan of the current like Visual Studio Code thing. I'd mean to pick that back up and mess around with it to try out some USB to NES stuff. Because I think my serial code isn't doing the right stuff, and I'm not sure how to figure out what the right thing is. But it's also like not completely broken. Could have just waited a little longer, Pat. Which makes it hard to debug. Years and years since you sat down and coded, though. Fair. Now, I generally at least write a few lines of code on any given day, unless it's like I'm busy testing things. Generally, like using it for puzzles too. Python's pretty good for puzzles. Oh. And I despawned it. And I flubbed the jump. What other really cool languages have we had for ICFPs? Oh, Endo's language is still one of the coolest ones. That one is insane. It's basically like, you know what'd be cool? What if we did computation via looping find and replace regexes? And it works. Bizarrely enough, it works. Once you understand how it works, it's a thing of beauty. And there's so much cool stuff hidden in that, in Endo's DNA. Entirely self-taught and was trying to build a small dungeon crawler RPG in the 16-bit style. Yeah, that would be a bit challenging with those. Yeah, Endo. Basically, at the beginning of every PC, every cycle of it, the virtual machine you're running effectively, you parse out the like match and replace stuff and figure out whether or not matches have happened and how many of them, and you figure it out. And then you end up either changing or appending the results to something else. So it's a weird environment, but ICFP is generally supposed to be that way. Like it's just supposed to be weird stuff in general. But that was a particularly odd year in terms of mode of computation. An awful lot of people had too slow of machines. Like their VMs were too slow because they were constantly reallocating because they tried to use arrays when they really needed to use a smarter data structure. God. This is already hard. Why give me a low time limit and the spikes at the bottom? One or the other would have been enough. So I gotta land on the Yoshi. How am I gonna do this? Like, can I just get enough speed with... Like, almost. Alright, you can do it with max P speed. I don't know if I have enough time now. Just mash A. Oh no! I forgot about the rising. I also need to be pretty far off the ground when that last hit goes, because the Yoshi's going to explode. Right? I guess at this point I also feel I probably should have a link to Endo. Because Endo is cool. Or you can tell I've run out of stuff to talk about when I start talking about prior ICFPs and puzzle events. Let's see. No, not that. Nope, that's a paper. Also a paper. Maybe the site isn't up anymore. I'll have to go look on Wikipedia to find the OG site. That was fun. Me and a friend did that in Java, unfortunately. What you were supposed to do in the contest was modify the DNA via various prefixes that would modify the existing code to fix various things in an image, like make the clouds correct. And other things of that sort. Of course, you also need to turn Endo into a cow. I think my best result ended up turning him into an O-camel. Because of a bug somewhere that I didn't fix. Or it may have turned him into a big duck. I forget. The big duck was least funny. You also had to move some smaller ducks. And the way they scored your thing was like the length of your prefix times something, how many pixels you fixed properly in terms of distance and all that. And there was a second language to deal with the image stuff that was outputted. It was called the RNA. But it was basically logo. If you know what logo looks like, that's more or less what it was. Relatively simple stuff. There we go. I get another shot at this, unless I fluck it up. Okay. Here's my idea. Die. Die is my idea. I do not like this boss. It's one of my pet peeves in, like, hacks and stuff. If you're gonna have, like, a really complicated boss, please, just have a midway right there. I guess, technically speaking, this isn't that hard to get to once you know what you're doing, but still. It's the classic, solving a puzzle once makes you feel smart. Solving a puzzle like 18 times makes you feel kind of dumb. Paradox. Okay. So I have a very strict time limit. Well, made it worse. Right, okay, when it's rising, I can't really do anything, because I'll screw it up and I'll lose my Yoshi. When it's falling, if I don't grab the brick fast enough, I just get hit by the other thing. Yay, I got one hit. I'm gonna pray. Okay. Oh, I'm aiming to stay big so I can survive the last hit. Huh. Stay in place and mash A. Don't have time. That wasn't bad. Oh, I see what you mean. If I enter without velocity, I can just rise upward. I'm too used to thinking about it differently. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That would actually make it fairly easy. I don't deal with Yoshis and F-Zeros very often. I've made this very slow. Ow. Reminds me of another unrelated anecdote. I was actually at the pinball bar the other day, and I was listening, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. Thought I heard Blue Oyster Cult for a second. Turns out it was. Picked Hot Rails to hell for some reason. The thing about it is I'm not used to listening to that song in its, like, native album version anymore. Like, I got a live version of it, and basically, when it comes to Blue Oyster Cult, their live stuff is ridiculously better than their album stuff. Even now, I actually saw them like a couple of years ago at one of the casinos near Tacoma. And you know what? They were still really good, even though they only had like 2 of the original lineups. I think at least one of them's dead. But that's just how they are. They're just better with their... Even their recorded live stuff is just better than their recorded album stuff. So I was very confused for a second until I realized what I was hearing was the album version. I'm relatively amused that Fun, FNA, or RNA is actually on the SO-Lang wiki. Which, apparently the website is still up, so I can actually link to it now. Yep, definitely can link to it now. Here's Endo. It's still a very cool programming problem. I would recommend reading the specification and giving it a shot before reading the spoilers, if you are a programmer and want some fun. Because writing virtual machines can be fun. And you get to write 2 of them for this. Definitely one of the better ICFPs. Last year's, or this year's, was kind of crap. We did okay. We probably could have grubbed for more points if we'd wanted to stay awake longer, but we didn't. But we had the correct solution, we just didn't run it right. Because the correct solution, more or less, was this is an optimization problem. Simulate annealing the crap out of it. Simulated annealing the crap out of it. And you're basically done. And we were getting close to that solution. Bro was working on it. But it just didn't work. What's up, Jamie? How you doing? I'm just rambling about programming contest stuff, because I've been at this level for a bit. And I also beat Dark Souls. I feel the need to mention that more often than I should. On Saturday, I finally beat it. Every single boss. Alive, won't complain. Yeah, no, it was good. It was just good to finally get it done. How do I feel? I felt that the ending was very anticlimactic, especially because I still don't know exactly who all these people were and why I was kicking all their asses. I decided I'd go read the wiki to understand why. I still have no idea who these people are and why I'm kicking their asses. Like, I killed the final boss. It didn't take that many tries. But then I'm like, that's the ending? That's just it? That's the ending? Like, there's no resolution. Someone linked me to the other optional ending, and I'm like, oh, there's more resolution. But I think I made the right choice. I think I made the right choice in terms of... Oh, crap, I keep feeling that solid. Finishing the game for me, so... But you don't play Dark Souls for the plot, because there isn't any. You play it for the lore and for, you know, hitting things. Because the other things I feel about this is, like, I don't think I played it particularly well, in part because I made some, like, choices from the outset that were just kind of bad. Perhaps bad isn't the right word, ignorant. If I ever play another Souls-like again, what I'll probably do is, I don't know, learn to use lock-on. What I'll probably do is try more than one weapon. Like, the axe worked really well for me, and I stuck with it because axe. So, SMRPG tomorrow. I know! It's coming out like midnight tomorrow or something like that. I'm bummed because I'm not going to have time to play it on stream or anything like that, so... Because I'm flying out to the East Coast on Sunday, and I'm just not taking that much crap with me. And trying to, like, do that kind of stream elsewhere would just be challenging. Maybe that's more consistent. There we go. Okay. But yeah, it's one of those things that's going to be high on my list of things to do when I get back in December. I've also announced that there will be chat hacks on the 9th of December. It's official. Unless I get, like, sick or something. No. I'm learning. I'm learning how this works. This isn't me fucking up. It's totally me fucking up. I think my other strategy was working better. I'm not sure it would even work on Switch. Like, we'd have to see how the like data files differ. I'm not spamming well enough. Is this a kaizo entry? I've come around to thinking it is. Yoshi! It's definitely in the standard bucket. This was made by the dude who made Marissa World. And so it's not surprising it's difficult, but like everything about this entry is kind of kaizo-y. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ended up moving it into the kaizo category. Like, I don't know, I mean, I guess I know Zaplex finished it. But I do think that if you're going to judge this particular level on its merits, you'd want to judge them on its kaizo merits. But I'm not party to the judge information. That's not how judging works. In fact, I guess I can like reveal something behind the curtain. When you're judging, you get invited to the judge Discord, and each different contest has its own like channel, and pretty much only the hosts and certain admins are in every contest channel. And during the period of the contest, it's generally locked to just them and the judges. So while the contest channel exists, and I have seen it, right now I have no access to it, so I have no idea how the contest judging is going. Despite, you know, having staff powers. Just how it be. And I think that's the right call, honestly. Because staff are frequently judges, so it just makes sense. Don't have a good, consistent strat for that, but it just works. Cool leaks. Yeah, I don't think it's much of a leak. It's not all that different than it used to be, which was they would make a Discord group chat, and then you would just be in it for the duration of judging, and typically after the duration of judging, too. I didn't land on Yoshi, and I flubbed the brick. Brilliant. So, it's a pretty simple system. You usually just get handed the same block of BPSs or what have you whenever the contest happens. Sometimes there's Google Forms you can fill out if you feel so inclined, though I usually don't. I like to write in Vim. I like to be able to edit my stuff rather than going through a spreadsheet initially. But I always end up taking the sheet and making a script to convert it into my my judging file, txt, and turning it into a spreadsheet at some point. Because that's just how it rolls. Friend of you is absolutely awesome. Gift you SMRPG. New PNG tuber should be done today too. Start up streams again on Friday. Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to watch a bit of that. I thought that the brick was gonna come at me. Assuming I'm awake. My sleep schedule's been pretty wrecked recently. And by recently, I mean since effectively October 1st. I just have not felt the impetus to fix it when I really should have. But I'll need to fix it for my flight on... at least a little bit of fixing for my flight on Sunday. So I might, like, sleep in... No. I think I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. It's icy. I don't know how much of this stream is gonna, how long this is actually gonna be when I finish it all together. It's just, dear lord, this is a long ass level. This was also a complaint I had with Marissa World. Like, you would end up in situations like this, where you'd need to go do a long set of actions to get back to a boss. Especially a custom boss, where you can't figure out the rules immediately and are liable to die because almost everything in that game kills you. So close. Send me a rough version. Alright, take a quick look. Alright. I dig it. Makes sense to me. I think I've seen the first Sona before, which is why it makes sense. I'm starting to lose faith. I was consistent for a little bit, but then I've kind of just lost it. Bop, 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 bop. Floated around. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think you were using that as a profile pic a while ago. I mean, the first Sona, not the specific PNG tuber rigging, all that. Trying to think of where I've seen it. Bop, 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 bop. Bop, bop, ba, da, da, doo. Doo, doo. I was too late anyway. He's got the reset door that time. Reset door definitely feels better. You know, honestly, I thought I was gonna get spiked there. That wasn't solid, this would be so much easier. I've been distracted. I know what the problem is. Problem is I'm not pokey. Yep, definitely the problem. Let's be pokey. Things are already better. Alright, if I can't get it after this one, I think I'm going to get up and take a quick stretch break. I've been at this for, feels like an hour and change. Everybody likes Pokey. Pokey is one of the best sprites. Alright, I'm going to get up for a quick stretch break. I'll be right back. Alright, back to it. I remain foolishly optimistic. Alright, that's not how I do this at all. Yeah, at this point I'm vaguely tempted to cheat at the boss. Because, like, I've done this so many times now. And even with cheats, I think I'd still have a hard time, just because, like, it's not meant to be an easy boss. Oh, hello. That didn't work. So yeah, stopping there seems like a good idea until you realize that you're within range of the Kick and Koopa. I could have solved that problem with scrolling back, though. Yeah, I suppose that I could solve that. Have used some careful scroll strats this evening. Do want to try one more time legit with my initial, like, with my P speed strat. Is it from Krusty Krabs? This Pokey? I don't believe so. Or the strat. The strat could also be from Krusty Krabs, I suppose. How you doing, Zuccotti? Oh my god. I got the clip. That mash hurts. Didn't think that through before I started mashing. If I was playing on the cart with save states, this is where I would take one. But alright, last time I try this with my strats. I think I'll have to cheat. I'm just gonna have to cheat after this. I am just so tired. And my odds of success are so low. Because I'm pretty sure that once the Yoshi dies, like, once I kill this, the Yoshi's gonna go poof. No, I forgot about that. It has to be on the descent, not the ascent. Because, yeah, the Yoshi goes poof because he's a sprite, right? Unless I'm riding. Maybe if I'm riding him, he doesn't go poof. I don't know how Yoshis and Big Boo interact in vanilla ways. This rarely comes up. Actually, does anyone know how that works? Will the Yoshi poof? But yeah, I will be gobsmacked if this actually stays in the standard category through judging. But certainly there were other, like, difficult things, but this one definitely requires, like, kaizo-y knowledge. Don't remember, no clue, and smile. Or if Max had a subscription to any of the people with those sip emotes, he would be using one of those, I'm certain, because I bet he knows the answer, but has no desire to let me know until it happens. But my guess is you need to remain embiggened. Yeah, I need to do that on the early cycle. Like, my guess is you need to remain embiggened so that when the Yoshi explodes, you have time to get hit and land. Could be wrong, though. Getting there. So satisfying when he eats it right out of the box. Alright, last real attempt. After this one, I'm gonna cheat. Oh no, that was way... I have to wait. What I really want is when it's at maximum height, so I don't end up losing the Yoshi in a weird way. Like that. Like, I think I can do it. I don't know. I think I can do it. It's one of those when, like, I actually get it going. I feel optimistic, but the problem is... I don't get enough practice. This is like one of those bosses in Dark Souls where, like, I can't just run past everything. I actually have to fight and worry about something. Like, I guess Manus had this property where, like... you had to worry about the one thing sniping you on the way down. Can I USB to SNES as a save state? Not the way I have it set up right now. I just need to use a different card. I would just end up having to cheat my way back here. At which point, why not just cheat? Honestly. Like, I could just turn on, say, swimming here. I guess remove cohesion and swimming here or something, and then just go do it. In fact, that door over there with the spraying would probably work just fine for that, honestly. I guess Manus wasn't, like, the worst boss door to run to. I'm trying to think what the worst boss door to run to was. Maybe Bed of Chaos? It was a really long run and there was an awful lot of things trying to kill you, but they weren't very effective at it. Early game, I definitely made an awful lot of those runs harder because I tried to kill a lot of things on the way, which was not the way to do it. Because if you don't need to kill it, there's not a lot of point in killing it. Or if you can run away from it. Not your problem. Guess, yeah, pretty much all of the bosses, after a certain point, like, I had the running down. It was where I would end up falling off. I guess maybe Sen? Or Seth? Seath? Whatever his name is. That's one. Yeah, I'd say Seath was kind of annoying just because, like, there's an awful lot of ways to fall off, and the clams were not one of my favorite enemies. Nuts. The new Yakuza game was good? Oh, good to hear. The only thing I ended up seeing about that is, like, they got some YouTuber to do some voice acting and some singing, and it was really awful. That's literally the only thing I've seen out of this. Like, hilariously bad. Like, dude, maybe you should pick easier songs at karaoke. Bad. Do it. Even auto-tune couldn't save you. Good thing you play in Japanese so none of it bugs you. Yep. I mean, that's the thing in a game like that. Why would you choose the English voice acting? It's a Yakuza game. I want to hear them being gruff Yakuza people, not weird American or otherwise actors pretending to be Yakuza. I was close. I was so close. Next big Yakuza game is going to take place in Hawaii. Oh, that sounds interesting. Hawaii's a big place. I mean, once you have the multiple islands and everything. And of course, the big island is relatively big. I was close. I was kind of thinking like Grand Theft Auto. They really haven't like done anything in that direction. Like the first two weren't in real places. The third one was Los Angeles. The fourth one was New York. I have no idea what the fifth one was. I know Pokemon's done Hawaii. That was the Sun and Moon variants. What was the most recent one based upon? Was it like the Spanish Coast or something? Never quite figured that one out based upon what I saw Pokemon-wise. Because, like, usually the Pokemon are kind of informed by the area, because, like, the ones in Sun and Shield were very British. The ones in, I think it's Sun and Shield? Sword and Shield. Sun and Moon. Were very, like, they had the Surfer Pikachu. I think that kind of encapsulates the whole concept. Spain, except the middle of Spain has been replaced by a giant crater. Oh! Has that happened in real life yet? Ah, I should have thrown it left or right. I think I've seen people make that other joke. Well, maybe if I jump right, I'll be fine for this last one. Nope. Ah, no! Especially with Yoshi going the opposite way, I was fucked. Okay, I'm feeling more optimistic about this. I wonder why they chose Spain. Sane. Yeah, I was trying to think of any other words where, like, that property holds. You could make any other ones with Spain. I mean, I guess there's the old Saw joke. Look at the sign. S.A.? I say, Nimona. Why is there no P in the spa? She says, and we like to keep it that way. There's no P in the saw. Says, yeah, and we like to keep it that way. It's a weird song. Sung by the guy who plays Wolf in Star Fox 64, as I always like to point out. Bread in French is pain. That's true. That is true. I don't know much French. Never felt the need to. Don't think I'll ever go to France, necessarily, and if I do, it'll probably just be a quick stop somewhere. But I do know a song in French, which I will now sing to you. Je veux poulet, je veux pâté, meow mix, livre, s'il vous plaît. Which means, meow mix, we want chicken, we want liver, meow mix, please deliver. And now you know. You now too can sing the Meow Mix commercial song in French. All it took was the only French song I know. Spin. Oh, that's actually really good. I wish I didn't even think about that. Spain without the A. Yesterday, I took some French bread, made a garlic bread, butter and garlic powder, ultimately. Went hard on the garlic powder. It still came out right. Nice. Yoshi, you can't join me for this venture. I'm leaving you. Nope. No yump. The shame. But you know what? I'll still take it. I beat that level mostly legit. I stole a strat from Zaplex because I didn't know what to do in a specific spot. And I did see the end of the level via swimming at one point, but otherwise I beat it. That was really hard. Reminded you of have more chicken? Have more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Had Yoshi even after it was killed, but I didn't know that. I thought I fell down and got hurt. It didn't look like I had Yoshi. But whatever. The deed is done. I have completed all of OLDC's standard levels, except that one without cheating. And that one I don't want to beat without cheating. Just the level itself is egregiously long with no checkpoints and has a bit of a trolley ending.